You're listening to the Murder Speaks podcast, the show that spills the tea about true crime. Here's your host, Wendy Hinbest.
Hey, welcome back to Murder Speaks. My podcast is about women who were brutally murdered. And today's real crime story is a little bit different. It is about a woman, but whether or not she was murdered is up for debate. Now, she did commit suicide. However, she was encouraged to kill herself by somebody online. So today's real crime story is about 18-year-old Nadia Kajouji. She grew up in Brampton, Ontario, and she was a student at Carleton University in Ottawa, Ontario. March 10th, 2008, Nadia went missing. Before she disappeared, she was prescribed medication for depression and insomnia. The police collect her laptop, and they watch her video diary. She recorded herself with her eyes covered. In her first semester at Carleton University, she gets pregnant, but has a miscarriage. She also breaks up with her boyfriend. So Nadia becomes depressed, and she begins looking for friends online. She posted in an online forum about suicide. She starts talking to a female nurse from Minneapolis named Cami D. Cami tells Nadia how to kill herself, and tells Nadia that she wants to watch Nadia kill herself. So Cami tells Nadia if she kills herself, she will kill herself the next day. Nadia describes how she would kill herself skating on the ice. April 20th, Nadia's body is found in the Rideau River in Ottawa. She is wearing ice skates and cold weather clothing. Nadia's death is ruled a suicide. Now, 3 years earlier, in 2005, a retired schoolteacher by the name of Celia Blay discovered the true identity of a female nurse named Cami D, the same nurse that Nadia was talking to. She discovered that Cami D is really a middle-aged man. So Celia takes a picture of him with her cell phone and sends her research to the FBI. She calls the Minnesota Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. The police track Cami's IP address to a man named William Melchert Dinkle. The police go to his house to talk to him at his home in Faribault, Minnesota.
So you're telling me that you would explain to them how to hang themselves? Yes or no? Yes.
So I asked Melcher Dinkle, if I was someone that wanted to hang, what would I do?
Slip knot, and that's it.
He explained that a slip knot would put the proper pressure and that I would lose consciousness in 5 to 10 seconds.
Do you believe you assisted someone to commit suicide?
Probably, yeah. If they did, yeah, most likely.
He admitted to everything. He admitted to talking to Nadia. He admitted that he has been pretending to be Cami D. He tells police that those people needed someone to talk to, and he didn't think it was a big deal. The police take his computer, but they did not have enough evidence to arrest him. In Minnesota, it's a crime to advise suicide. On March 19th, 2014, William was sentenced to 360 days in prison. However, the conviction was reversed because of the First Amendment. He was charged with 2 counts of assisting suicide for 18-year-old Nadia Kajouji and also 32-year-old Mark Drybro. He ended up serving 178 days in jail and will be on probation for 10 years. Now, this is a very tricky situation. Yes, she did kill herself. She wasn't brutally murdered. However, now if she hadn't gone on that forum and talked to William, would she still be alive today? That's the question. Because even though she was depressed and William caught her in a very vulnerable situation, And he made it seem like suicide was her best option. So she took her life. So whether or not she wasn't brutally murdered, but we have no way of knowing whether or not she would have killed herself had she not talked to William. So it's a very tricky situation. And telling someone to kill themselves isn't against the law. It's not a crime. It's immoral. Like, what he did was extremely, in my opinion, immoral. I don't know if it's against the law to tell someone to kill themselves. So, I don't know. It's a tricky situation. I mean, some people would say, yeah, it's as bad as killing somebody. I mean, what he did was bad. No doubt about it, in my opinion. Him going online and telling this poor girl to kill herself, making it seem like it's the best option, and then almost like, okay, if you do it, I'll do it the next day. We're like suicide buddies. That was extremely immoral, very wrong, and I do think there should be a consequence for that, definitely. But it's tricky because like he didn't actually kill her, but he did persuade her to kill herself. So it's a very tricky situation. So I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about this one because it's not like my other stories, but I thought it was an interesting story because of the situation of the whole thing. I found it interesting, so I wanted to share it with everybody. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this week's true crime story. If you like it, please share it. Sharing is caring. And if you are a true crime addict like me, check out my store, crystalkiss.com. That's Crystal with a K, for some murder merch. Start killing it with Crystal Kiss murder merch. Join me again on next week's episode of Murder Speaks. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. Bye.